Hi, everyone. Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. We have the great pleasure and honor today of being in one of our first customers' studios. Dusty was able to take some advice from me, buy our drawings, and build our carbon technology. His room is what? What is it? What are our dimensions?
11 by 13.
11 by 13, 8-foot ceiling. So this would fit into our too small category. Which means you're not going to be able to hear everything that your equipment can produce, because basically anything below 90 cycles is going to be problematic because of the dimensions. Dusty's built 2 of our carbon units, and he's bought the DIY stuff and he built them himself, and he says he'll never build any more because they're not that easy, but they are kind of fun, and they do work really well. And Dusty bought our foam, and you can see here he's really he put some fancy frames on them too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he did all that. So Dusty's going to tell us a little bit about the improvement in his sound. Let's start with the low end first. What do you notice mainly about the low end?
Well, when I first listened in my room with nothing in it, it was just it was a really uneven response, like in every area of the room. And it's still not very even. But I've got my listening position into a place where I can hear and feel the bass, but also I can hear a lot of clarity in the middle range too. That's the biggest thing for me, is I couldn't really tell what was happening in the mid-range before I got the carbon in here. Yeah.
Well, that's a unique thing about the carbon, because the carbon's really good in this particular unit that you built from 30 to 400. And then the foam comes in, really at 500 and above. So what Dusty is hearing is a more tight and defined middle range. But like we all say, small rooms are really big problems. And he's realized that he's going to need a few more units. So our next step is to bring him in a couple more units, since he doesn't want to build anymore. We'll bring him in a couple more units and let him try those, and then we'll do a follow-up video. But how about the mids and highs? More definition for you?
The definition is unlike any other studio I've ever been in. I mean, my dad has a professional recording studio, and it's like, this room is just so much better than his.
Wow.
Even though, spent like $1 million on it. It's just like.
Is it LA based?
It's right next door.
Oh, it is.
It's at this house.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, I mean, I have the opportunity to go use a bunch of awesome gear in a control room about 90 feet away, but I'd rather do it in here because it's much clearer.
Wow.
More defined.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. One thing where the carbon is good at is attack and decay in the low end.
Uh-huh.
Each note gets to start, live, and die on its own without getting stepped on by the room, other notes. And I think you're hearing a little bit of that in the low end.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, more definition, better attack and decay. And that's what the carbon is all about. Unfortunately, 2 units is a great start, but a couple more will do a huge difference. You'll be amazed at how just 2 more can add to it. That's how it is. I'm gonna just pan around here and look at some of Dusty's work here, because look, this is how creative you guys we can get with these units. It's let me see if I can get it up here. See what he's done? He's picked fine edging on the frames. You can get as fancy, with this stuff as you want to. And then the fabric complements the design. And it wasn't too hard to put together, was it? The foam and the fabric stuff?
No, it just took a long time.
Time consuming.
Yeah, I wanted to get it really nice. Like, I painted them 3 coats with sanding in between and everything. And like I did everything really right. So
Yeah.
it took a long time. But
Yeah.
I could build one of these panels in probably half an hour now.
Yeah, now that you know how to do it.
Yeah.
And here's another cool thing about the rear of his room. See, he's got, and he's got these two here that are on movable wheels.
Yeah, so I
see?
have 4 of those.
So he can move them around the room if he wants to. We're going to get him some diffusion for the rear of the room because he needs diffusion. And he needs to fill up this hole in the back of his room, which the diffusers will do because they have carbon in them. And he's done the same thing in the back here. It's very, very nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, he did a really good job. If he wasn't into music, I'd hire him for my shop. But I don't think he wants to do that. Yeah, here's a nice, especially when my shop's in Phoenix. He put a little unit on the door too, see? It's very nice. He did really good work, and he's got them up there. See what he's done here up at the ceiling. What are those units there?
These are just filled with organic cotton.
Oh, cotton. Okay, good.
And then those are the fiberglass stuff.
Okay.
Ran out of everything else.
Okay, stay away from fiberglass, everyone, and use cotton, please. Much smoother curve, much better tone for your middle frequencies. Leave the building insulation to the building industry. BTU retention, not acoustics. Now, we got to address this issue. Is this a metal blind?
I don't think so.
Or some kind of fabric? We got to get some sound absorption in the front end of this room for him, and we're going to do that. See, it goes out into his garden and grassy area, so it's cool. You know,
It's my ISO booth.
Yeah, he needs to have visibility, but during listening and monitoring, we got to get him some foam. So we're going to bring some of our 1/4-inch foam over here. We've started making it again, and we're going to put it in like a roller thing so he can just roll it up and take it off when he's not using it. So great. All right. Well, very, very nice. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I would just say, unless you're really good at carpentry, just have Dennis build your stuff.
Well, we have the DIY plans, and then obviously we have the production units that you can buy from us. So that's good. That's good. Well, let's listen to some music. Thanks, everyone.